Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crafts Her Way by Devin Seward. I am so ready to do the cow. He's so cute. So today we are going to be pouring this with a top coat. It's a tabletop coat. It's called Total Boat. Okay, it's not going to take that much in there, so we're going to pour a little bit in just to get a coat over our cow. So if you're ready, let's get started. So I'm going to pour that's the hardener. So we're going to pour the A. Oh, these little guys come with caps too. I love Total Boat resin, guys. And I think I'm in love with it. And I also love the new Bond Crafters that I've been using. Bond Crafter epoxy resin. And I'm going to try their molding and all their other resins. But Total Boat is a really good resin I buy from Home Depot when I don't want to wait on resin to come in the mail. So we're using this Total Boat today. And we're going to pour 6 ounces in our little cup here. I got the wrong cup. This one doesn't give me the ounce, so hang on a minute. Let me get the one that's got ounces on it. No. Yep, right there. Okay. Well, now I see them. Am I blind? I think I'm blind, guys. Okay. My bad. So this cup is 8 ounces. And we're going to be pouring 6. So we're going to go ahead and pour. This one in. This is really some thick resin. You got to be quick with it. All right. There's 6 of the. This is the A. Okay, get a cup. We will pour that into this cup because it's a bigger cup. That's nice and thick. And it's clear. Very clear. Let me get that off the side of my cup. I need every little ounce, guys. Okay. This is kind of strong, too. Total Boat's not usually strong. It must be because it's a tabletop. We're going to be doing a table out of this, guys. That's why it's there. That's why I got it. So I can't wait to finish this table. I've been working on it for a long time, so tomorrow night I will finish pouring it out. Okay. There's our A. And then let me get this towelette down here. Wipe this off real quick. Lay that on there. Now we're going to do our B. I'm sorry if you can't see what I'm doing all the way over here, but we'll get it. Okay. That cap in there. All right. And we're going to do 6 ounces of the B. Get it over there. Sticking to me, people. All right. So how's everybody doing today? Seemed to be a pretty good day for me. Friday the 13th was a very bad day for me. My dad fell, and then my father-in-law went in the hospital, and my sister was sick, and just a crazy day. Everything went backwards. But everybody is doing better. Thank God. Okay. Now, it's always been a jinx day, huh? Friday the 13th. All because of the movie, I think. Everybody blames it on Friday the 13th because of the movie. Thank God we wasn't in it because poor Jamie went through so much. Jamie. Can't remember her last name. The woman that plays in Friday the 13th. All right. We're going to be scraping this out now. Okay. So now's the time, if we want anything else in our cow, that we would put it in. This is some thick resin. Hopefully it's strong. Thought that was on the outside, but it was on the inside. Okay. And there's our pouring cup. I'll set that aside for a minute. And then we are going to stir this together. I'm hoping you can see, guys. I know I'm right on the corner of the camera, and I apologize. I got all of our demolds up here tonight. I can't wait to see how everything turns out. And I will look on YouTube here in a few minutes and put everybody's name in a cup that signed up for the skull drawing, because today is the last day for the skull drawing. So if you're watching this video, it's too late to bid in on the skull. If your name's on it, then your name will go in a cup and I'll do the drawing. If you don't comment on my YouTube and subscribe to it, when I do the skull drawings, because that's the extra 4, and you have to do the comments, then you don't get in on them. I'm pouring another one, and hopefully next time around you'll put your name in. It takes a little bit to get this stirred in there, guys. I can't wait to get a mixer. I've been looking at a couple. If I don't get one soon. This is kind of hard on my hands, so I would love a mixer. I thought there was something in my cup, but I guess it's just a bubble. Now, the thing about this one is it does bubble. But if you spread some, they're usually pretty good about coming out. With the total boat, I haven't had many problems with bubbles. Alright guys, give me a minute. And I'll get this stirred up and I'll be right back. Okay, I got it mixed up here. We're going to let that sit for a second and cure the bubbles up. I'll wipe my hands off here, because it just pours right on over on my fingers here. Keep my gloves from being really sticky with the outside of my cup. Alright, now Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm just going to rake it off onto my cup. Okay, let me clean this off, guys. Okay, stick that right back over there. That's the strong one until we need it again, so it's not in my way. Okay, I'll bring her down and get her away from everything. You can see my cow, guys. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to take this. Hold on a minute. I was looking. Yeah, I don't want to put anything else in it. Okay, so we're going to pour. And we're just let that run in the center. Just like so. Get that piece covered. Okay. I'm going to pour a little bit more around our cow here. There we go. There we go. I'm going to let that sit a minute while we do that. Let me get my gloves again. I don't like touching my bottles and getting them all sticky, but sometimes you can't help it. And then we're just going to spritz it. Just like so. Now you see that, guys. We're going to take it over here to the drying table. And tomorrow, she will be finished. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the rest of this. What did I do with them? There they are. And we'll go ahead and start another set of coasters. So for this one, I have some mixed up glitter here. It's got green, purples, and silvers. And we're going to shake it in there. Get it all in there. Okay. And then we're going to take one of our other mixers. I believe it was this one. Actually, I'll use a popsicle stick. That'd be 100% better, huh? Okay. You can see I put the silver in there. We're going to stir it in with this resin. Get that really whipped in there. This is a really thick resin anyhow. So all we're basically doing is just using the last of what's in our cup. These are thin enough that it's almost like a tabletop. So we should be okay. If not, we redo it, guys. All right, so let's pour them in here. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. All right, let me sit that down for a minute. I'm going to carry these guys over here to the carrying table. I learned to make my carrying spot different than my table here where I work. Okay, one more time. And one more time. Okay. And then we're going to spread some. Okay, now what's left here, I'm going to change my gloves. I don't want to get all the glitter on the yellow. Sorry guys, I hate that sound too. But sometimes they're hard to get on when your hands are sweaty. Okay. Sorry about that. I know it's terrible. Okay, we're just going to wipe this off, making sure we have none of that glitter. Okay, put that down there. And then we're going to demold our trays we made last night. And you can see me making sure there's no bubbles. This was also done by, oh, pretty. See the glitter in the bottom? No bubbles. Nice and shiny. Needs trimmed up. That was made by our yellow glitter. We're going to turn this one inside out, just like so. There's our other, oops, there's something in there. It's okay, I'm going to cover it with the sunflowers. So there's that one, okay? And what we're going to do is go ahead and pour this in here and hope it cures. Just like so. And then we will pour this in here and we'll add to it. Just like that, okay? And I only need a tad bit more of that. And then we're going to spritz this one. It's a hard one to get a hold of, guys, so I am going to gently get my fingers in there and hold it. Move it to the carrying table. Now that it's level, and then we will scoot this one back. We're going to pour in some more resin, guys, real quick. So let me get my resin cup. And we're going to mix a little bit more I think we're going to do probably 2 and 2. Or, well, yeah, maybe 1.5. Okay. This is the B. So we're going to take the A. We're going to pour a 1.5. I got to get level here. There we go. Use our popsicle stick. And we're going to brush that down in there. And it's also a 1-on-1 ratio, guys. So you just want to do it the same. And then B. So 1.5 on B. Oops. Okay. We went a tad over, but it won't hurt nothing. It was just a bit. So it was just a little bit above the 1.5 line. As long as it doesn't touch the next level, I think it's okay. When you get eye level, sometimes it's hard to see if you don't. But as long as you don't overdo it, they'll still cure properly. If you overdo it, then you got a bendable piece sometimes, or a piece that didn't harden, or something that didn't work out. Just never can tell. Okay. There's that. And we're going to pour more of this in there. So let me get my gloves off. They're really sticky. I'm going to wash that part down. We're going to dump it in there. Just like we did before. That's the last one I mixed up. I'm calling this purple sparkle, guys. And I remember how to make it, so we're gonna make it again. Okay, I'll grab some gloves. Here goes that squeaky sound again. I keep my gloves clean so I don't get it don't get down into my skin. Better that way. Okay. Now, oops, actually, let me have that. We don't need that getting messy. Throwing everything off my table. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, back. You up there. You up there. Okay. Now we're going to stir it. I'll get all this washed off in a second. This is I can see some mixed resin on the side. I don't want that. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pour it. I think I overdid it just a hair here. Take some out of there. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to move this. Oh, let's spritz it. And move it to the curing table. I'll be right back. Oops. Don't spill it, Devin. Okay. All right. That's a lot of work. Okay. We got one more thing to do that is in low category. So I want to do something that's not thick. There's a mess. Yeah, doing a video, hon. No. Give me a second. So we're going to pour this into the crosses real quick. That was my Billy, guys. He just got home. Oops. See, these crosses are so tiny. Me and tiny things don't get along. That's right. My daughter-in-law, Jessica, makes some very beautiful crosses she was showing me today. And she and I are going to do the craft fair together and make some extra money. And probably my other daughter-in-law, Christina. You guys remember Christina? We've done videos together too. So let me stop that from leaking. Okay, I think I can drip it in there, guys. Better. Then I can pour it in there. Top it off just like that. Okay. There's somehow, I need that tiny poker I got. Let's go around this guy here. Okay, the tiny poker and go around this guy here. There we go. Get our holes lined up. Okay, and then we're going to pour probably this one. I think this one's a Catholic cross, actually. I think a couple of them are. Okay. And this one. We'll just have to do a little cleanup around them. My granddaughter Kennedy and I are probably going to be doing a church thing together, which really sounds like a lot of fun. I'm kind of very excited about it. Sorry this is taking so long, guys. I don't have the steady hand to pour them in there like that. Okay, I'll brush that down and then maybe it'll cinder. Well, let's see if I can get the last of it in this one here. Okay. All right. And then let's go ahead and move these over. There. That's a messy one. Oof. Getting them points, guys. We got 2 points over here to get. Okay, let me slide this over. Whoops. Okay. And pour this one. Okay. I got enough left to do one more. Let's hope we do. Okay. You know what? I don't think we'll be able to fill that one. We can try. There was a lot left in there. 1.5 ounces. I probably should have just did a half of an ounce for what I had left. Would have been plenty. Okay. I'm going to leave it. I think that's good. Whoops. Now let me spritz it. Bubbles out, guys. I'm going to pause this. Get my gloves off. I'll have to put clean ones on. I'm going to pause this and move it over, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. That was really hard to move without spilling it, but I had a little tricky way of putting it on a cardboard and sliding it on and then putting it on the table. Okay. Let me get our sunflowers out here. I gotta take my gloves off, guys. My belly needed to talk to Mom a minute, so we had to do that. Oh. Okay. I'll just get a new pair. Them got glitter on them anyway. Okay, so these are our sunflower set. And so on this one, we're going to start with this sunflower. sticker off of there. To finish off the whole set. Oops. Yeah, wrong side. This side. I'm going to put that sunflower right over that mark. It's a strip of black, I think, from when I painted yesterday. Alright, and then we're going to put this one here. Okay. I think I'll use I can get it off of there. Sometimes they come off easy and sometimes they don't. Alright, let's get that in there. You know what is wrong there, guys? Now you can see everything. I'm sorry. I'm looking at that thinking it's so close to me. Alright, I'm going to put this one over here. Yeah, right in there. And down. And then I got to get one of the ones off of here. Okay, so we're going to take this one. Let me get a hold of it. Like I said, sometimes they come off and sometimes they don't. Okay. And I'm going to put this one right over here. Yeah, over here. Just like so. And this little guy right here. Okay. And then this one. This one will be a little bit different than the others, but not by much. Okay, so this one can go flat up against these and there. Okay, and see, now we got them all on there. We get our little bitty stems. And put a couple of them on there to make it the same as the others. So we take this little one. We're going to stem her off right there. And this little one is going to go right in here like that. We got one more right here. And then that should fix it. And then I'll put a coat of resin over the top of this one tonight. Yeah, let's go over here and bring it off of there. And then that'll clear it up, guys, okay? Now, we're going to do the bigger one. And I'm going to take this one. Okay, I'm going to get that leaf up. I know you can't see me, but I'm picking the flowers, guys. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put this one at an angle. Just like that, and fold that down so it's kind of like wrapping itself around. Whoops. Let me get that up. And pull that piece down. Okay. I can't believe she did that. Let me. If you don't watch them, they go down and they put a bubble. So let me get my cutter. Okay, and then I can pick that piece off of there. way it looks good. Okay, and then we'll wrap that piece down too on the other side, and then I'll put a little light coat of resin on this one. All right, and then we're going to take the other one. Let's see, we're going to do this one. Let me get it by the flower. Okay, and we're going to take this flower like this, whoops, and we're just going to stick it here, and I'm going to kind of like get it where it's in there and glides this way. And then fold that over. That's perfect. Fold that one over. Go up here, fold that one over, and go here and make sure these are folded over. Now you have that side done. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Let me get this flower started. Okay. There's a piece of glitter, guys. I didn't want that on there. So we're going to go here. And get a hold of it. Set that flower in there just like that. Bring this one down just like that. Fold it over. Fold it over. Fold it over. And just like that. Okay. And then we did our other one like the one we did before. Let's see. What did I do on that side? I did this one. Okay. So we're going to get this one. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to hurry. There we go. Oops. Oh, great. Let's just pull it apart, why don't we? So here. You see, we get this piece up here like so, like the other one. And the leaf down. Then I got to get the other piece off of my paper, guys. I went to pull up on it, and she came apart, but that's okay because we're going to piece it together. So let me get it lined up here. Okay, just like that. Nope. But it's on there now, so I will cut another stem to go over it. I'll just leave it. It'll just look like it was. I don't think I'm going to get it back up without tearing it. Guys, I got it back up. All right. Okay, I'm going to line this baby up. Give me a minute. I got to bring it closer to me. All right, just like that, guys. It's a little better. Well, it's not so far apart, but it will be okay. Because when I seal it, you won't be able to tell. Don't look too bad. Okay, I might cut a leaf and put it over top, and then it will seal itself. But there you have it. And then here's our pretty little coasters. Let me get the rest of them. It takes 5 per thingy. I still got to sand that one, but I'll show you real quick. These. All right, so you're going to peel this off the backing. Just like that. And then press it down on there. Nice and centered. And then I can sand around it still. All right, you see that? They got the backings on all of them. And then they sit right in there. And this is our coaster. That is beautiful, guys. Sunflowers. My summer will love them. Only these are for sale. I have to make her a set. All right. These are going in the craft fair. So we'll get these set aside so we can get them trimmed out. They go on the sanding table. And then there's the rest of our little thingamajiggers. All right. Now, give me a second to clean this up, get all this resin off, move everything out. We'll start demolding. And then we'll do our pour on our light bulb and our carousel. BRB. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. We're going to be doing our demolding. So here we have our turtle. This was the turtle that we put the seashells in on the bottom in clear, and then we put the sand on the bottom, and then clear in the front with seashells. Are we ready? All right, let's see what she looks like. Let me pick this off as we go, guys, because it's easier to do in the beginning. Okay, and here goes. And all that off of there, that's extra. We can sand down the little bits. We can just pop off these little things as we go around. Some of them are kind of tough. We have to sand, but okay. Now here we got this piece. Let me get my cutters. I'm going to just chip right there. Get it moving. Chip right there. Get it out of there. Try not to have all that excess on there. Some of it we can sand, some of it will be easier. Oops, I got a little clip on the corner where it come off of there. That'll be all right. We'll fix it. Okay. Down with that piece. Go around here. Get that moving. These little Sharpie edges will cut your fingers. All right. There. I know. Flip it over already. Just give me a minute. We're working on it, guys. I do shakes today. All right, that's close enough. I'll run my little sander in there. All right, you ready? Here's the bottom. Oh, God, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, wow. I love it. We'll be doing another one of these, guys. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It turned out better than I thought it would. Okay. Here she comes. We got to get this started. Yep. Empty that out. All right, so we're going to get some spritz. We're going to get our little pokey thing here. What do I do with that? Oh, I lost my little poker. Let me use this one. We're just going to pry this edge open. I just got to get a little glip in there somewhere. There we go. And then we're going to spritz it. And get it down in there. Rub around the edges so she'll break loose. Okay. Let me Get that back open right there. Okay, and then I take this little tool and just go around the inside edge like this. Get back in there. Up. I'll go back to my spot here. Sand is really thick and sometimes it just holds really well. Okay, let me get this in there. Again. Get it in there. Okay. Whoops. Spritz it. Okay. And there we go. There we go. All right. Hey, look at that. We trimmed it up while doing it. Okay. Now, we ready? Get back in there. Work it, work it. Oh, we got a bubble. But that happens in sand. And that ain't no biggie. And we'll sand all that off when we get done. Are we ready? Magic of the top. Oh, that is neat, guys. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. And there we have it. There's that purdy turtle. So we just got to sand around the edges of that one, guys. And then we'll get her put together. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. He's heading to bed. Okay. So that is so beautiful, guys. Check that out. And look at them stars in the center. That is gorgeous. And the star right on top. So they fell right where they needed to be. And the shells in the side, that is a beautiful turtle. Okay. And we're going to give him some eyes. So we're going to take our black tip marker. We're just going to go right in the eyelid. But with this one having the shell, right there it is. Okay. And just circle it. Perfect. Okay, and we're going to do this one. And we're just going to go right in that eye. Oh, actually, this eye is a little bigger than that. There we go. Okay. And then this one is right there. I can see the indent, so yeah. Let me get the indent of that one. And go over this one more time. And wipe that off. There we go. Look at that. Now he's got eyes. But check that little guy out. Oh my gosh. He's so gorgeous. Perfect, guys. That turtle is just perfect. I cannot get over that. It's beautiful. There's our lid. And there's our body. Gorgeous, huh? I love it. I love it. Okay. And my cap back on. Quit playing with the turtle. I'm not doing nothing. Absolutely nothing to that turtle, guys. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. All right. Now, we got our yellow bear. Okay. Well, I think we'll do him in a minute. We're going to do, let's do our tub. How about it? Let's do our bathtub. There's our little bitty legs. Let's get that one popped up. Aren't they cute? Just teeny tiny little legs. There's one. There's two. And remember, we kind of topped these off when we did them so that they were a little more glorious. And there's our little legs. And here comes our little. So we're going to take our spritz bottle. We're going to get some down in there. And we're just going to work that down in there. Just like so. See it in there? It's doing its job. And then we'll go over here. We're going to spritz some down in there. Okay, and then we're going to go around. I'm going to spritz some down in there. I'm going to work that down. There we go. And then we'll get this side. All right. Now, are we ready? Let's start with our little side first. We're going to pull it over. Oh, almost, guys. If you can see me, I'm kind of using pressure. And wipe that off. And pull. And pull. Look at that. Hold on. Let me get it dried off here, guys. Now, check that out. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Okay. Now, let's get our little legs in here. Oh, hold on, guys. I can't just pop our legs in. We actually have to E6000 them in. Let me get this cleaned off because I'm really going to, I thought about this and I think I'm going to clean it out here in a minute and we'll pour another bathtub. But we have quite a bit to do to this little guy. So, let me, what was I doing? Oh, E6000. Sorry, guys. It's one of those days. Okay. Get it all pushed up. We're going to use off the last of this big one. There's a key you can put on the end of these and roll it. I think I'm going to find one. Some way, somehow. Okay. Now, I have this little guy. Yep. All right. Now we're going to take and turn him upside down. And we'll sand this off in a minute. And we're going to take our little feet. Can you see me? Okay. And I'm going to take my E6000. I got to clean the dry stuff off, guys. All right. There we go. We're going to take this E6000 just a little bit. I don't need that great big bunches on it. And we're going to stick it on this little guy. Just like so. And then we're going to poke him through. Now, sometimes they fit and sometimes they don't. That's the sad thing. It goes like this. There's one leg. Whoops. We'll go ahead and use that. Take another leg. Let me get my fingers wiped off. Here. Oh. And I'll go on this side. And a little on this side. Okay. And poke this little guy through. Just like that. These tubs are adorable. I might put that extra there. We don't need all that. There we go. Okay. And then we'll grab another one and do the same until we get all 4 legs in there. And pop it over here. Here we go. And the last one. Okay. And then we pop him in there. Whoops. Just like so. And let me wipe off this excess over here while they're still drying. So we don't have all that extra glue hanging off. Make sure that one didn't do it. Okay. There's our legs, guys. These little things are so adorable. Okay. Now remember, guys, we packed up our tiny bubbles, kind of like a little meatloaf. And we're just going to pop those right on out of there. And we'll trim it up. I'm kind of doing it over the trash can, guys, so I don't get all these little things on the floor, because my cat comes in, and these are actually candy sprinkles, and she will try to eat them. Okay. Give me a second. We are getting there. Okay, I think, well, that's point like, yeah. Okay, guys. No points on it. All right, and then I'm going to take my file. Let me get the little file. Remember where I put it here. It's all silver one I use all the time. Well, let's see. I know it's up here, guys. I had it last up here. All right, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I found it. And this is the perfect little sanding tool, and I just love using it. So I went ahead and sanded around the edges real quick so you don't hear that scratchy noise, and we can get right back to work. So it looks like we're going to have to sand it a little bit more, guys. All right, I'll be right back. All right, sorry, guys. I had to get the big sander out. So there's our bubbles. Now look at that. We got bubbles in the bathtub. It's so cute. Okay, so we are going to glue them down with some E6000. Take it and put some on the back and try to rub it around. Let me grab my towelette. Clean that dry stuff off of there. Okay. Get it? Big bubble, just like that. Oh, come back here, you. I'm making a mess. But I want to rub it down so that it stays down in the center. It doesn't come up. Get it on there. Yeah. Do it again. We're making sure we get that spread out really good. Just like so. Okay, let me use this. I gotta press down again. This bottle is about empty. All right, I'm getting that on there, making sure it's all even. And then we're going to turn it upside down and get our bubbles down in the tub. And we're just going to press it and hold it for a minute, because we've got our feet in there too, so we got to cure this thing to it. I'm going to hold it in there for a couple minutes. And there is our bubble bath. Look at that. Now, I love this little tub. So, I think what I'm going to do is, let me see how I want to do that. I want to put a faucet like. So, let's go in here. All right, let me get up here, guys, so you can see me. I'm going to pull you back just a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is take this. I'm going to take one of my little take my flat back bail. I think that one will work. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to clip it. Onto this piece and attach it like so. That won't look right, guys. I wanted to make it like a faucet, so hold on a minute. No. I'll have to make a piece for the faucet part. All right. Now there's, okay, so I will do that and I will show you later how I did it. But we're gonna put our butterflies on the tub. Let me get those. So here we have, let me get you scooted back right, guys. And our light down here so we can see. There we go. Okay. Now, I love these colorful butterflies, but I think the pink ones are pretty too, but I'm going to use these guys. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to lay it down. Get them on there right. Right in the center part here. Increase that butterfly in there. We're going to do the same with this one. Rubbing them in. The funny thing is it has that little sticker thing around it, but they are not like the regular seal-on stickers. So, but once they're on there, they're stuck. Okay. We're going to take this one and put it on the other side. Doing the exact same thing, but let me see how far down I went to about here where the lip is. So we're going to get this down about here. Oops. Up into the lip there. Pushing it down, making sure there's no bubbles in my sticker. There you have it. Isn't that pretty? I love it. That is gorgeous. Okay, and then we're going to take, let's see, we got purple. You know what? I think that's it. I don't want to do any more on them. Just that. And then I'll sand that one off. And there you have it, guys. She's all done. Isn't that beautiful? And there's your bubble bath. I love it. That turned out gorgeous. Whoops, we got to get that bubble to stay down. and it will cure. It just takes a little bit of time. I was pressing on it. So we're going to set it over here and let it dry. And then I'll put these back up. Okay, and there was our mold. We put our little bubble in. And I'll set it over here because it's got to be cleaned. All right, now demold time. This skull here was the pink metallics from Bond Crafter. And we used some of the rainbow beads in this one as well. And I'll break this outer edge off here, guys. I don't want all that excess on my skull. Okay. And then we're going to demold. Let's see what she looks like. I'm excited. Oh, straight. All right. Ready? Oh, look at that. You can see some of the candy sprinkles in her head, in her eyes. There's the bottom, the back of the head, and the top. And she's for sale, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful. Oh, I love it. I'm not going to do absolutely nothing to this one except trim it. Okay? And so I will trim it up. But there you have it. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's set that one aside. And we will re-pour that one today. This may be a long video, guys, by the time we get done. But these are all got to be done tonight because they're getting ready for the craft fair. Here's the baby one we poured with no color and just the rainbows, sprinkles. Let's see. I can't wait. Come on out, baby. Go. Come. There we go. Oh, look at that, guys. You can literally see the colors in it. The yellow dots, the pink dots, the purple candy sprinkles. And we'll sand that down flat. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. I'm not doing nothing to her either. Actually, we might. Let's see. Let me see here. Let's give her a bow. Or a flower. Let's give her a flower. I'm sorry, guys. How about a purple flower? Let's see what that looks like. No. Yeah. No. So sorry. How about a white one? Yeah, there we go. That'll set it off. Okay. So let's get our E6000. We're going to press down and get some of that out of there. Put a little dot. Let me make sure I got my flower up right. Yeah, here's the back. Okay. Put a little dot on the back of our flower. And then we're just going to put it up here on her head. Just like so. Right there. Now let me get, oops, let me get this. I'm going to wipe it off where it's excess so it doesn't dry. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? Check her out. Look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. There we have it. I'm going to sand her down. But we'll put her over here and let her dry with the turtles and that. Let's see. We're running out of room. Okay. That's our tool. Okay. And then let me brush these off, guys. I'll get ready for the next one. Okay. There. Okay. Light bulb. Are we ready? We're going to have to spritz some down in here. There we go. See, we're rubbing that around there. Hopefully we don't have any bulges or anything, but it looks like there is one. Okay, getting that down in there. Now we're going to come around here and do it. Put this in here. There we go. All right. Getting it all down in there, guys. Okay, now we're going to roll it. Let's roll it. Ah, check out that light bulb, guys. That is cool. Isn't that cool? She kind of got bumps in her, but it got like the bubbles in there, but let's see. Okay, now we have this little end piece that goes on. Let me pull the battery out and turn it on. I can remember how. Let's see. There we go. Put it down in there. And then we screw this in there. I gotta trim it up real quick so it will fit in there. Sorry, I don't want to blind you with my light. Let me get this. Okay. And then just screw it in there. We still got a spot, guys. Hold on. Let's see. There. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. It's getting it started, guys. And there you have it. Now hold up. And if you can see, it's not lighting through because of the beads. All right. So it didn't quite show through, but it's showing through some on the bottom. That's it. So I'm not crazy about that one. It doesn't really light up. So we will remake it. Okay. I don't like it. We remake it. All right. So there's that one. Let me turn my camera lights back on. Okay. Now we demote our bear and then we start pouring. So this little guy's pretty easy. This mold I love. It's like Play-Doh. I think they call them rubber molds, but oh, look at that. He's so cute. Now all we have to do is painting. And we got our little yellow bunny bear. All right. There you have it. I think we'll keep him out. Okay, so we're going to set him aside. Now, we're going to put up the E6000. And get that put away. And one more time. There's the turtle bottom. There's the turtle top. It's gorgeous, guys. I love it. And that goes together. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Yay. I'm going to set him over here because he's special to me. And then here's our skull, and we put her little flower on her head. Isn't she pretty? Can you see the little flower on her head? And then look at her that way. Gorgeous. And here's the pink one, a hot pink one. I think we will go ahead and put something on her head too. Hang on. Let me sit down here real fast. Okay, well, real quick. Here's our tub. A flower on the side, the bubbles in the middle. They're so precious. And then a butterfly and a butterfly, guys. I'm so tired. And then there's the bubbles. Okay? So we will get that one sanded down. And then we're going to put something on her head. And I'll get him painted up before we close out tonight. We're already an hour and 21 minutes over, so we're going to start pouring. Okay. Well, we're 21 minutes over, not an hour. So we got these guys. We got all kinds of pretty things in here. But I think I'm going to do exactly the same. Let's do a butterfly. Yeah, right there. That butterfly on her head. No, I like the flowers and bows better, so I think I'm going to do the same flower. Guys, the same flower. All right, that'll be good and quick. Let's get the E6000 real fast before we put everything away and get it up there. Okay, we're gonna flip her over, put the E6000 on. I'm gonna flip her over and put her on the head. I think them little flowers are gorgeous, guys. I want to get my stringies. Okay. There. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love that flower on there too. Looks good on that one too. Okay. There you have it. All right. I'm going to stick her over here to dry. And we are going all this is 24-hour cure, guys. So put that lid on there. Nice and solid. Time to get a new one out. Let me get all this off my tool. Okay, there's my tool. Kennedy, Grandma, sorry. I know this is a long one. Okay. Now, there. So we're going to pour this last, guys. Because we promised to do the carousel. And instead of doing this light bulb, we are going to re-pour this light bulb. Let me see. Yep, we're going to re-pour this one. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to make up some resin and I'll be RB. Okay, I got my resin mixed up. Now, I got some little fishies in here, some little flowers, some little bubbles, and some hearts. And we're going to pour our resin in here. I'm going to move that one over. It goes to our thing. This is our new light bulb. We're going to do this one. I'm going to give this just one more stir, making sure it's all scraped in there. And then stir the bottom up a little. Okay, and we're gonna, of course, we're gonna have bubbles in it. It's gonna be like a little fish tank. We're hoping that most of our bubbles disappear. I'm gonna spritz it, and they'll rise up. We'll give that a second, and then we're gonna spritz our mold. So we're just gonna spray inside, making sure it goes all the way around it. Okay. We're gonna let it drip out here because it all sinks to the bottom. Okay, and then we're gonna take our resin and pour some in our cup. And we're going to take our popsicle stick and we're going to mix these babies in. I'm going to add some more. Let me get my little trinket box. We're not going to add flowers, but we're going to add a couple more fishies here. I love these little fish. I'm going to have to get some more. And one more fishy, and then a couple more bubbles. Making sure they're green because I don't want white bubbles or pink bubbles in there. I don't know what that was. There's a bubble. Nope, it went in there. There we go. And this one, let me get some of these tiny ones out of here, guys. Hold on, I gotta get some tweezers. There we go. Chair. Okay. Again, get down here where I can see these little guys because they're kind of hard to pick up sometimes. I get the sparkly ones because that's what I want. Whoops. Okay, they're right in the bottom and that's hard to get a hold of. There's one. There's one. Oh, they're flipping all over the place. There's one. There's one. We need one more, guys. There we go. Up. There he is. Okay. There's our sparkly guys. All right. And we added some more fishies. Now we're going to stir them in too, making sure we get them all scraped up off the bottom, floating in our resin. All right. Now we're going to pour this in here. Okay. Now we get a little bit more in my cup. Let me stir them so I can get these off the edge because they're kind of stuck to the bottom. I want them to come up here where they'll pour out. Okay. Pinching our cup and pouring them in. I don't want them to sink. I'm going to kind of squish them up so they come up. They're all sitting on the bottom, guys. I have a wonderful idea. Give me just a second. Let's see. Figure out what I do with my glue, guys. Hold on. All right, hold up. BRB. Okay. Brand new bottle of glue. Let's hope it's not sealed on the inside because they do that. Okay, good. I'm going to put a couple drops of glue in here, guys, and I'm going to dump it. Oh, never mind. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I can make these guys float. Let me get down in there. It's got this putty to it. Okay. Now I'm going to see if they will float up. Some of them are still tucked to the bottom. I got to get them off of there. All right, I should do it. Okay. Clean that mess up real quick. I'm not going to put that back in there. I see stars in there. Okay. I don't know where they come from, but I don't remember putting stars in there. All right, let's get some more. What I'm going to do here is throw some more fishies in there. Little tweezers. Okay, we're going to throw some more fishies in there. In our cup. All right, and then we'll throw some more tiny bubbles in there. Let me get my tweezers. What I want is these right here. I can make them float in my light bulb. Let me pull some out. There's one. Oh, I don't want that pink one in there. Come out of there. Put that on there so I can dry it off. I do want that one. Not that one. I do want that one. Not that one. I do want that one. Okay. Oh, there's still one on there. Sticky fingers, guys. Now we'll have to change our gloves. That one. I don't want that. I'm gonna put all these little guys in there. Okay. Let's scrape them off. I got them all stuck to me now. Okay. Yeah, I'll get him in a minute. Okay. Get these 2, 3. So there's 2. And there's one right there. And that should work. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe grab this flower right here. Right there. Drop it in there. There's a bubble stuck in there. Oh, that's a flower with a bubble. Okay, that will do. There's that one back in there. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want them floating to the bottom, and that's what they were doing. So that's good enough for now. I know I got a mess in there. Clean these off. Okay, we're gonna mix them in. Get them down in there. Rake our stick off. So there we go. And then we're gonna pour them in there. Stop right about there. Let me scrape these guys in there. Up, down you go. I know, long video. Sorry about that. Okay, now this little guy is really hard to move around, but I'm going to move it over here, guys, and then top it off, and I'll be right back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Slide you guys. Oh, there we go. You there. You there. For support. Okay, now let me get this poured in there. Top it off. All right, that'll do it. Now we got a little bit left in here. And so I'm just going to wipe these up. Hold on a minute, guys. I got a mess around here. Everything will get sticky if we don't wipe it off, so I apologize. I know everybody's tired. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to pour our 2 skulls real quick. I'm going to take and go ahead and pour this back in there. Scrape my cup out. Them little diamonds in there will just be in one of our skulls, guys. I'm not going to waste it. Okay. Now, let me change my gloves. Them were so sticky it wasn't funny because I spilled some stuff. When you're working, you're working. All right. My ears are ringing. Somebody's talking about me. Or praying for me. Hopefully they're praying for me. All right. Let me get some scissors right here. We're going to this is white glitter. We're going to dump that one in there. Just like that. And then I got a little jar of butterflies, guys. If I can find it. Here we go. We'll just add a little white Betty with it. Just like so. And then we're going to stir this up. Scraping the sides of our cup. Just like that. Okay. We're going to pour that in this one. And there we go. We're going to move him to the curing table. Let me spritz it. Okay. All right. Now, there's our spritz. I'll pour the rest of it in this one. Okay. Almost. All right. There's that one. Okay. So that's halfway full. So we'll set that one back. And what we have left out of this, we will mix the rest of it up, and then we'll fill that mold and pour it into our other giveaway mold. Okay. Clean these off. We won't need those no more. Now, all right. Now we're going to make our carousel, guys. We have 4 ounces of A and 4 ounces of B. And we have our carousel pieces here and our little horsies. So I'm going to mix it together. I'm pouring both of them in, and then you're going to stir it up slowly for 3 minutes until the resin is good and clear. And thoroughly scraping the sides of it to make sure that we get it all blended together really well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause the video because it is almost 2 hours long. So I want to pause it real quick and mix this up, and I'll BRB. Okay, we're back. Now before we pour these in, we're going to go ahead and do the drawing. This was for the brown-headed skull. You could put brown-headed skull, or you could put the sunglasses on there, or the lipstick. So it didn't matter, however you wanted to do it. Lipstick, brown-headed skull, sunglasses. Okay, I'll settle for either one. And so I got 4. There is Kennedy Fairchild, Timothy Barnhauer, Amy Hammond, and Robert Hammond, or Bob Hammond, whichever one you put in there. And shake them up. Mix them all up in there. So I don't know which one's which, and I'm going to stick my hand in there and draw out one. Oops. And then we are going to open. Are we ready? The winner is Timothy Barnhauer. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Timothy Barnhauer. All righty. There you have it, folks. The ones who didn't win, sorry. Please join in next week or sometime by the end of this week. The beginning of the week, I mean, next week, yes. When we do the next demold on the next leftover pour skull. And let's see what she turns out to look like. She's already started with some sand in the bottom of it. And tonight, all the rest of the leftovers will go in there. So let's get started. All right, so Timothy Barnhauer, you need to text me your address, and I will mail this to you. All right? Thank you. Get a hold of me. You can either email me or you can text me on there at Seward 6 home, or Seward Devon, my first and last name. So it's SEWARD DEVEN 25 at gmail.com. And if you just send me your address, I will get this mailed out to you. Thank you for playing, Tim. Thank you all for playing. Don't give up, guys. There's another one coming. Okay? So now we're going to start on our our carousel. And here we got our little bitty horses. Let me get them out here. And there's 5 of these little guys. All right? So we are going to be using, what do I do with it? This pretty, like it's metallic. It's kind of like what you call a party, but I call it, this here is made up, I call it Blue Sparkle. And I'm going to be pouring that in my cup. First, we're going to pour some resin in. So let me brush this one off. Okay. And we're going to pour it in our little cup here. That ought to do it. And then we're going to pour this in. Okay. I'm just going to tap that out. I keep these little bottles, guys. I make little trinkets out of them. I'm not going to get to that tonight, but we will get to it on another one. So, okay. We're going to stir this in. Making sure we get it stirred in there really good. Tomorrow night, we will not be pouring anything. We will be demolding. Don't want to miss it. One of them is a giveaway. And tomorrow, we'll be doing one giveaway on one of the things we made today. So if you want to win a prize tomorrow, you have to invite a friend to come and watch us and subscribe to the channel. You send me a text and let me know who they are, and you will automatically be entered into the drawing, okay, for tomorrow, and I will tell you when we demold. Okay, let's get down here so we are close to them. Can you see them? Okay. I'm going to take my popsicle stick, guys, because these are really tiny. I pinch this cup just enough and just pour lightly into the horsey. Letting it go around, and then I just want to drip in what's left. Topping her off, making sure it's all filled in there. And then we're just going to put a little drip up here, kind of rounding off our face. We don't want them too bubbled. There's one. We're going to move her back. They'll cure right here if it's level. Okay. We're going to take our popsicle stick out and do exactly the same on all four that are left. Whoops, not like that, guys. I didn't get it pinched enough and it kind of ran over the edge. That's not fair. Okay, here we go. Letting that go down. I want to try to keep these cleaned off because then we have to cut that centerpiece out. And that is no fun. Okay. We're still dripping. Okay. Now a little bit more on the head here. Getting down in that unicorn horn. Just like that. Maybe I should do this one. Making sure there's cured all the way in there. Whoops. Everything's going to stick to you. Okay, I need a little bit more in here. Just like that. And she's done. Whoops, and she's not level. Get them where they are level. Okay. We're going to take this one and we're going to do exactly the same. Getting it off that center. Okay. There we go. We don't need no leftovers on there. Gosh darn it. That thing keeps sticking to me. There we go. Clean it off of there. Okay. I need to get this down here so it is more level while I'm pouring it. Okay. Now we use our popsicle stick and fill it in. A little bit more in the head. A little bit more in the center. And a little bit more in the bottom. Okay. Nope. Maybe a drop in my tail here. We're still off. There we go. Okay. We're going to poke at that. Making sure we get the horsey's head. Slide it out. Slide it up. It's not very level. Yeah, let me move these guys really quick. My table is off here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Nope. There. Nope. Hold on. I get these tiny babies over to the curing table, guys. Otherwise, we'll have cricket horsies. Okay. And this little guy here. And this little guy here. Be right back. All right. We got 2 more here to do. We are almost done, peeps. Oh, now that didn't even hit the horsey. Hold on. Get most of that instead of wasting it. That didn't work. Okay. So let's just do it like this. We're going to fill it up in here. Okay. In here. Down here. There we go. Check it out. Okay. There's one. She's good for a minute. We'll get this one. Okay. And then we got to start with the bottom. The bottom of this one. Okay. There we go. That's number 2. Let me change my gloves, guys. Get them moved over and we'll pour this into something. All right. We're going to pour the rest of this in here, but we're going to be really careful to get down into the sides of it. Get my cup cleaned up. Okay, we're going to move this back and pour it right in here. And then we're going to let that work its way around. Oops, I don't want that in there. And then we'll pour this into here. And let that work its way around. Let me get it scraped down here. Okay. All right, that's good enough. We're going to just take this and kind of tip it forward so it will run around the circles. And then move it over. And then move it over. Okay, get a little popsicle stick here and we're going to run it around. Okay, just like that. Getting it in these points here. Okay, now we're going to clean that off there. It's not really going to matter too much about the tips, but I don't want these bubbles sitting in there. Okay, just like that. Okay, guys, I know this is a long video, and I apologize. Now, last thing, we're going to take this one, and we're going to pour this in here. Whoops, I lost my lid. Oh. Okay. Oops. I'm going to grab our big popsicle stick here. Yeah, this end. And we're going to stir this in really good. This is a pink and green and silver glitter that I make. This is getting warm, so we got to get it poured fast. There we go. That's looking good. A couple more stirs around the outside edge here. Alrighty, there we go. Now, we're going to bring our bottom over here and our top, and we're going to pour these. Topping that one off. That's good. Then we're going to pour the tip. Now there's a little hole in there. So I'm going to take my little poker here and we're going to poke down in there, make sure we ain't got no bubbles in it. Okay. And pour it. And there's that piece. And then we're going to hold up our little end here and pour it in our little pool. Here we have it. Clean it off. She's dripping. Level it out. There's that. Okay, and there's these two ends. Let me put these over here. Well, I'm not even going to move them. You know what? I'm not going to move them. All right, now we're going to pour this one in. Pulling this back. Pour it right on top of the other. We're going to pull this one out. Then we'll pull this one out. Going this way. Let me get this scraped down, guys. Just like so. Okay, so we're just going to run this through here, just like so. Okay, and we're going to run back this way. Weaving it through here, up through here. I'm going to push that on around some. There we go. I guess it is what it is, huh? All right, the last of it. We'll finish off our two skulls tomorrow. And Timothy Barn Hour or Hower, however you say it, please don't forget to send me an email and I will, with your address, and I will get that shipped out to you. Okay? Thank you so much for subscribing. You're a new subscriber, so thank you so much. And Bob or Robert Hammond, thank you for subscribing. You're a new subscriber too. And you all have a wonderful day. And I will see you this week, Monday, for the new demold. Okay? Y'all have a great night. Love y'all. God bless. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And don't forget to hit that bell and hit all so I can see you. Okay? And Timothy Barnhour, I can see your text, but the other people can't if you're not on the bell. So please make sure you hit that bell, like, and subscribe. Love y'all. God bless and good night. One more thing. We'll put these together on demold. We will finish this one off and we'll start with the other one and we'll finish this one off. Y'all have a great night. Love y'all. Bye.